and KCRA 3 political analyst Kevin Riggs joining us right now to continue our Commitment 2014 coverage. And Kevin, we were looking at this PPIC poll that shows right now that Neel Kashkari gaining ground on fellow Republican Tim Donnelly in the race for governor in the primary race. But still, voters seem to not be satisfied perhaps with either candidate. Just your take on that.
Well, that's right. You're right. The PPIC poll does show that Kashkari has succeeded in making up part of the gap. He now has 10% of the likely voters compared to Donnelly's 15%. But in fact, the gap could be more narrow than that because Kashkari has spent $2 million of his own money in the last few weeks, and he's flooding the airwaves and flooding mailboxes with mailers. But as you point out, the PPIC poll does indicate that Republicans really unhappy with the choice that they face in the primary. 57% of Republicans said they didn't like the choices that they had, and of course that's bad news for both of these candidates and more good news for Governor Jerry Brown.
So what is the Republican Party here in California? What do they need to do to come up with better choices maybe for the future?
Well, they have to have a bench, and that's the problem right now, and the Republican Party will tell you that. When it comes to statewide office, they have no kind of a bench to draw from. So what they need to do is get successful in bringing in more statewide candidates and getting more people elected to statewide office that then can serve as a candidate for governor in the future. And they just haven't been able to do that in California. And as we know, the Republican Party registration continues to drop.
So you have Kashkari, you have Donnelly in this high-profile race for governor, and there may not be a lot of popularity with either of these guys. So could that actually have a bad trickle-down effect for other Republican candidates in statewide offices?
Yeah, there's no question about it. There's a real well-founded fear, Gulson, within the Republican Party that if Tim Donnelly, for example, comes in second in June and is on the ballot in November against Jerry Brown, that it may well, in fact, sink the Republican Party's chances of winning some specific congressional races here in California held by freshman Democrats. We're talking about Ami Bera in Sacramento. We're talking about Raul Ruiz down in Palm Springs and Scott Peters down in San Diego. The fear is that if Donnelly's on the ballot, he's simply going to turn off moderate Republicans, independent voters that the party needs to turn out, and thus, again, sink their chances of winning these specific close congressional races.
What's your take on who's endorsing Kashkari in the Republican Party, like Pete Wilson and Mitt Romney?
Yeah, it's an indication that the Republican Party establishment is extremely worried about Tim Donnelly, and that's why they've brought out people like Pete Wilson to say, you know what, he is going to be bad for the party in terms of trying to rebuild its fortunes if, in fact, he makes it through the June primary onto the November ballot.
All right, political analyst Kevin Riggs, as always, thanks for coming in and sharing some of your insights. It's appreciated.